Like, because we're not getting anything else done, I might as well just sit here and talk about this thing that Wayward's just said. Because he said something interesting, because there's always been this argument in RTS, right, between these sort of UIs, right, with everything on the bottom, which from games I'm used to, like Age of Empires, StarCraft, etc. And then these sort of UIs, this is from his mod, scrap mod, on StarCraft 2, where it's more focused on having a bar at the side, right? Another maybe clearer example of that is this from 8-bit, right? It's this Command and Conquer style, something that I never really liked as much, never was as used to. Someone does make a good point that it actually, weirdly, even though this, as time has gone on, has been used less and less, this actually makes a lot more sense nowadays with widescreen monitors. But when he said he prefers the side, right? And I do think like I'm not sure that I feel like there are ways to make this better, but I have so little proof, and like so many of my ideas about it are so like vague that I'm totally up for just sticking with the idea that it's essentially all just opinion, really. Like, it just comes down to preference. It's not actually a objective thing. But interestingly, I said in here, I don't think it matters anymore. I think this is an argument of the past because UIs don't really focus on that anymore. And interestingly, Wayward disagreed, but I think his examples that he disagreed with me with actually proved my point really well. And maybe I can clip this to show people later if anyone asks more about it. Dawn of War 3, right? A perfect example. It doesn't have a bottom bar, as it were. This will, as he points it out, creep over the bottom eventually and fill up this whole area. Although I would like to point out, well, no, actually. So I was going to point out that this is a late game because of the Titan, but he's actually getting absolutely wrecked, so of course his army would be small. But anyway, like, that's such a small part of the bottom. It's not a hugely important part of the bar. It's not a part of the UI I ever used, really. The much more important parts of the UI is your like control panel, your pods, right, your heroes, and the minimap, right? This UI you could swap some stuff around, so I had this bit over that side because that's where I'm used to the map being. But the point is, if you look at the UI, it focuses strongly in the corners, right? The bits that you need the least. And then it creeps out in every direction a little bit, right? Whereas this might be a good clip to explain it to people better. This is a typical sidebar, right? Everything is in this side, right? Whereas what I would think of as the modern thought of doing UI, because they could have put all of this in the side. They could have this minimap at the top there, and then have these bits there, and then have these bits next to them, and have these bits cramped in here as well above this bit, right? Like, they could have squeezed everything on this side, but rather than focusing and going everything must be here or everything must be at the bottom, they spread it all out. And so you get like start in the bottom corner, start in the bottom right corner, right? Have the little bar at the top, and then just move up, move along, and just spread out generally around the edge of the screen. Other examples like that, this, right? There's less in the top left corner, but this thing makes me look like maybe there'll be more that come up and come and go here. The focus still, like, I can see how this definitely seems maybe inspired from a sidebar. I don't know how important this thing is to this game, but the idea still sort of fits there to me, that they're not going, we put everything in the sidebar. They're going like, we put things in the corners and then move out from there. And even looking at this, like, I don't see why this is under the minimap, right? That seems like a bad place to put it, right? You could put all this stuff over here on top of this thing or to the left of this thing, and it would open up the screen a lot more, right? Or put it in the top left even, right? Like, I feel like this is sort of going to his idea and focusing on the sidebar, but I think it would be better if it didn't focus on the sidebar or a bottom bar, if it just sort of split things up. And the final example, I think it's the best example for me of what I mean. Map in the top right, which I mean, I don't think is like a great place for the map. That's more of a sidebar place, so I'm not used to it there, but it's fine, right? Orders in the bottom left. Off maps up in the bottom, bottom right. Off maps up in the bottom left. Main menus in the top left, and then I believe your selection or maybe your squads in the bottom middle. Like they're literally gone. All the corners are filled. Where can we put other stuff? We'll put one thing in the middle of the bottom. And like this and the map seem like two different things to me. So if you look at it like that, they put one thing in each corner, and then they went one thing in the bottom middle. And then we're not going to focus on filling up the middle or filling up the side. We're going to do one in each. One that fills up more of the side, one that fills up more of the bottom. It's spreading the load much more evenly around. And I think it makes the UI a lot better.